for 2 days. So yeah, all good, feel a lot better. Still getting tired, but I'm also an old fat git. Oh, cobweb. Oh, you know, it's a massive one, look at it. Getting ready for Halloween, that's what it is. Anyway, I'm going to preface this video because I've actually filmed it over a few days, just doing 10 minutes here and there while I have the energy, and it will be a little update on the sump for the ZX10, which is currently there. As you probably noticed, it looks a little bit different. Ooh, shiny bolt. So it'll just explain a few things about the, geez, I'm kicking cardboard tubes about. It'll explain a few things about the sump, what I've done to it, what you probably need to look out for, a bit of waffle. I've took the water pipe eventually now off the nibber as well. I have slightly bent it. Is it around? Yeah, there he is. I've just put some paint stripper on it. Cable off. Put some paint stripper on it the other day. I'm going to put another layer on. Right, so in this video I'm going to say hello and goodbye a few times, because obviously each one was meant to be a separate video, but I'm just going to pile them all in, show you where we are with Nibbler. I'm going to get new exhaust gaskets, because the others were just flat as flat. The others were only about half a mil thick, and there should be 3-4 mil. They're like a double O-ring and they crush together. Whoever fitted an exhaust to it in the past or whatever has siliconed around it, which is not the answer. Just get new gaskets, do it properly. So we're going to get them. They're pennies each. You can just get generic ones off Wimoto or somewhere like that. Another plug, still not a sponsor. I also need to get new O-rings for these, because they've gone square, as you can see. There was a bit of corrosion starting there as well. When the corrosion starts and it's left, it will start to leak out of their coolant, so that's not a good idea. Also, I've been having a quick look at the SLK. Got in it the other day. To bear in mind the battery's only a year old. Turn the ignition on and nothing. I mean nothing at all. Not a click, not a whir. No lights on whatsoever. And I thought, strange. So I took the battery off, gave it a charge, put it on the charger. The charger said fault. Actually, I took the charger out of the car first and it said fault and turned itself off. So I thought, strange, can't be the battery, it's only a year old. So anyway, today I've took the battery off, brought it in, charged it. It stayed on charge for about 20 seconds and then said it was full. I didn't believe it, so I borrowed a voltmeter off my uncle because I blew mine up, and it says it's full on the charger, but it's only got 11.5 volts in it, so it's well below par. So whether I've got a cell gone out in the battery, more than likely that's the case. And bugger me, I think it's just out of warranty. It had a year's warranty. I bought it on eBay and it was brilliant, really good transaction and everything. So not the fault of the seller, but we've got a battery specialist literally 4 miles away called Shield, and they've been awesome, and they've also been really keen on prices. So I shall source one off of them. But to get a year out of batteries, it's not good enough. So I won't use that make again, and I can't for the life of me remember the make. So I had a look on the internety web. There's a really good support group for SLKs, as there is for MGs and MX5s and stuff like that. And it recommended just having a look at what they call the K40 relay pack. Now that sits in the main relay box, which I've done a little video of, which you'll see in a minute. And when you open it up, it's basically got one massive breaker, 40 amp breaker, and below that is a series of 15 amp relays. Sometimes they corrode, they get stuck, the resistors blow and all this lot, and you'll see what the result of that was. But I thought I must check it. And the other thing I thought I'll check is the ECU, because if I've had oil in the wiring loom, it is known to travel to the ECU, and once it gets into the ECU, it can cause problems, because oil, motor oil, it can actually it can act as an insulator and stop electric getting through. So if the connectors are full of oil, it's basically it's a buffer to electric. Motor oil is not all that conductive. It is a little bit, but not that much. But like in massive turbines and stuff like that, they actually use engine oil as like an insulator. So you know, it has lots of properties. Motor oil, you'd be quite surprised. So I took the ECU out. There was oil in the connectors, and I thought, okay, I'll clean that out. Now I've put the blanking plug on the front of the cam sensors, which is where the problem originally starts. They changed the style of plug. It had an open pin style, and oil could actually come out the cam sensor into the loom, and of course oil pressure forces it through the wires. I mean, they'll never rust, but it gets in all the components that it gets into. So I've cured one end and thought I'd flush the oil through, but of course I didn't connect the ECU or anything like that. I connected a load of sensors on the engine where it ran, but I didn't do the ECU and all that lot. I was a bit scared to be honest, but I thought, well, the car's dead anyway, I've got nothing to lose. So I got all the connectors off the ECU, and 2 of them had oil in them. So I've cleaned all that out, flushed it all through. I then put everything back together, which you won't see that bit afterwards, and then turned the ignition on. Sure enough, had power to the car. So I've done something, I've cured something, but the battery didn't have the oomph to start the car. Starter motor was clicking, fuel pumps were priming. I bought a little jump pack off the other day. Oh look, it's made in China. That's where I got it from, but they're sold on Amazon. And it's like a power bank for your phone, where you can actually use it to charge your phone. And it's supposed to be able to start a car. Well, it didn't have. I haven't charged this, by the way. I've just used. It said it's got a power gauge on the side that it's got to be over 75%. Well, that's, to me, shows 100%. So yeah, it was the wanker. So I tried it. It didn't have enough juice. It was better. It was way better. If the battery was in healthier condition, or I charged this up, it probably would have started. So yeah, I'm not going to put the link on for that for Amazon, because Amazon have stopped my partner program because I only made 6p last year. So fuck them. Fuck Jeff Bezos. Fuck off into space. Stay there, you cunt. I might edit that, but no, I won't edit that bit out. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of capitalism, but you know, the likes of Richard Branson and Jeff Bezos buying fucking private islands, fucking themselves up into space, instead of putting all their money into, you know, trying to solve homeless problem or food banks or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Don't mind people making money, but you know. So that's where we are. So yeah, it nearly started. So that's where we are with Slink. I think the next step, I'm just going to get a new battery for him, as and when, and then he can be MOT'd with Uncle Steve. And yeah, Uncle Steve, I'm going to see Uncle Steve soon, because he's borrowing me aqua juggler, because he's got some diesel injectors to clean out. Apparently they do a very good job. You just put the nozzles in. So that's all. Enjoy the video. Sorry it's a bit haphazard. Some of it's filmed on the phone, because the computer shit its pants as well, so I couldn't pull the data off the card in the camera. But I've now fixed the computer, so when you see this, it'll be, I don't know, like Monday evening perhaps. So yeah, crack on then. Enjoy yourself. Grab a brew and a biscuit, folks. The sump swap. That was classy. Well done, Jim. A few little things to do. Out of the old sump, I had to take a little, it looks like a blanking screw, a little grub screw, out of the other one to put in to this one. Actually, that's the wrong way around. I took it out of this one because I wanted to clean the passages. This looks like a blanking screw, a grub screw, but it is in fact, I don't know whether you'll see it, I don't know whether it'll pick it up. but it has a hole in it. Can't get a tune out of it, so that's got to go back in. That goes there. That's got to go back in, and I've just got to get this screw out. And I had an idea that I was going to chommer it out, but I'm going to do this instead. I have here an automatic punch of the centre, and I'm just going to go on the edge. You can probably see I've already started, just to see if it'll move. So get you better angle of dangle. Just using an automatic punch, and that definitely moved. Yeah, that's turning. I've just got there's a little burr where somebody's got a grinder, so I've just got to turn it past the burr so it'll clean itself up, and then I can run as you can see it's moving, look. You can I'll run a tap down it, just clean that up. The seal is actually in here. If there's not a good seal there, it doesn't matter, but I like it to sit properly. See, that's coming out. Nice. See, it's proud now. Just got it past that burr. I mean, the other way is I could just now get a little tappy tappy on there, and that should come out. It should just push around. You said. No, we're not there yet. So somebody's either knackered the thread in here, or these were notoriously tight on the other one. There we go, that went round. I don't particularly want to put my finger on it to spin it out because I've burred it up, and I have a long history of metal splinters. But at least it's loose. I'll probably knock that out now. In fact, I might have a very small pair of pliers knocking it out. I might grab that. You know, I said I wasn't going to use my finger. Ow. No, it's very sharp. Right, where's my tappy tappy? Looks like the burr was actually on the screw. I don't know how much you can see, I'm just resting you on top of this. I feel a lot better today. I'm still getting tired quick, but that's probably just the offshoot of being a voluntary lazy bastard. Oh, look at that near miss. Have we drawn blood? Let's have a look. No, got away with it. Cunt. Right, now I know that's going to come out. There's a pressure relief valve that will screw into there. Now, funnily enough, on the technical drawings, sorry, the microfiches, on the Quackawacky website, that puts it in there. Or it appears to be there when you look at it. No, completely wrong thread, it goes here. And there isn't a massive amount of pressure in there for that to open that ball, but it's enough. Also, don't forget that bit. Sometimes this will be stuck up in the engine, but that goes there. We've got the blanking screw, well, with the hole in it. I suppose it's a restriction to go into there. God, I'm doing this one-handed. Here you go. There we go. That's going in. Oh, if you want a really good set of Allen keys, Wearer. They make fantastic tools. These, I don't think I've ever had one of these Allen keys slip. There you go. It doesn't have to be Gorilla tight. Yes, just got a little tight spot. So I'm going to run a tap down that. I think that is an M8. Not sure. There we go. That's out. Now, how difficult was that? He said to former seller. Let's just whack a screw in it, see what it does. Oh, perfect. $17mm. Again, it doesn't have to be Gorilla tight, just seat it, nip it up. It ain't going to move. And even if it does move, it's just going to get down there, basically. So, you can see the front of the sump is different. And this is the new bolt. Where's that one there? Could be that one. Definitely not that one. So this is the new bolt. And as I suspected, it is longer. And also, as you can see, the oil holes are way bigger. These unions, look, the cable are tied together, the fuckers. I've got to tidy this up. Are massive. So that union covers up two there. Then there's a banjo, and then the other line goes there. So that is the correct bolt. I managed to get new old stock from the Bay of E. And yeah, that's all good. So that's just something else to work out. We've got to put the gauzy gauze back in. That's a 2-part. Yes, I will clean the gauze. What's stuck in it is silicone. So I'm going to get, I know it's a bit OCD, anal. That is silicone that's stuck in it. Obviously I'm going to get this off as well. I'm going to get a craft knife and cut the old silicone off. But that's silicone basically, especially that bit. So I shall do that, clean it out, but that's where that goes. 2 parts, screws in, and then that's that done. That screws in, and that, apart from running a bead of silicone literally from there to there and there to there. Stick the gasket on, it's good to refit. So there's your catch up. I've got to get the old gasket off the engine, so I bought some new scraper blades and some gasket cleaner stuff, which is just solvent. I've gunked the front of the engine. If you've seen, the water pipes off, got to get new O-rings for that, and then we're good to start reassembly. That'll do. I can do about 20 minutes now without getting bollocks. So, and it's Sunday today, but I feel a lot better. This COVID thing, obviously it affects different people in different ways. Some people even say it still doesn't exist, but there you go. All it is a variant of. It's a variant of a very horrible common cold. When it first come around though, super deadly serious. Now I've had worse colds. I was disturbed then, if I'm not already mentally disturbed. Yeah, I've had worse colds, to be honest, but the one thing I weren't expecting, and I've still got a bit of, is the tiredness. It wipes you out. It's like I painted a few bits on nibble this morning, did an errand for my mum, and I've done it. Just completely done it. You have to go and have a rest. But hey ho, that's how it is. Coming out the other end of it, I've now tested negative, so all good. So yeah, we've got tomorrow off for the Queen's funeral. God bless her, good old girl. Don't know what your views on the monarchy are, but you know, each to your own. It is what it is. At the end of the day, can't knock a woman's devotion to duty. So clean the gauze up, the gauze screen's back in, the bleeder valve's back in, grub screws back in, and I'm just going to run a thread through the oil banjo bolt, just to clean the thread up, and so that will do. That's it. That's your catch up. Bugger off and enjoy Sunday dinner. Ta-da! And the bolts in to clean the threads up, but what I'm going to do is clean the faces up and remove the paint. Just use a bit of very fine sandpaper, because banjo washer ideally needs to seal against bare metal. If it starts to seal against paint, especially with brake fluid and oil, when that paint gives way, which it will, you're basically inviting a leak. So always clean up mating surfaces where banjos go. Yes. Right folks, quick update. I'm having a little problem with the SLK. No power feed at all, fully charged battery. This is the engine ECU in the relay box. That's the famous K40 relay behind all this. This is the ECU. Do you see what I see? Probably not. Oil and oil. I've put the cure on that side of the engine, so this needs all cleaning up. Free of it oil. I'm going to get the ECU out and hopefully drain the oil out of it. So the SLK, if it's got rough running or anything like that, one of the things to tell you to look out for is the K40 relay overload. This is the module taken out of the relay box. It's held in by two little brass clips, as are all the other units. And when we take this outer cover off, you'll see the relays, and chances are one of them's stuck. If you've got big problems, that blows, but that's really rare. So good news on the K40 front. Usually look for bad solder joints, and as you can see, all those are good. No sign of corrosion. So I think we can rule out the K40. The good news is the ECU tray is dry. At first sight, doesn't appear to be any bad solder joints. So I think all I do is clean the oil out of the connector, clean the oil out of the wiring loom, sorted.